A language is something infinitely greater than grammar and philology. It is the poetic testament of the genius of a race and a culture, and the living embodiment of the thoughts and fancies that have molded them. We live in a wonderful world that is full of beauty, charm and adventure. Ignorance is always afraid of change. Every little thing counts in a crisis. A theory must be tempered with reality. The art of people is a true mirror to their minds. Culture is the widening of the mind and of the spirit. Facts are facts and will not disappear on account of your likes. The policy of being too cautious is the greatest risk of all. Without peace, all other dreams vanish and are reduced to ashes. Democracy and socialism are means to an end, not the end itself. What we really are matters more than what other people think of us. The person who talks most of his own virtue is often the least virtuous. Failure comes only when we forget our ideals and objectives and principles. You don't change the course of history by turning the faces of portraits to the wall. It is the habit of every aggressor nation to claim that it is acting on the defensive. The purely agitation attitude is not good enough for a detailed consideration of a subject. It is only too easy to make suggestions and later try to escape the consequences of what we say. Time is not measured by the passing of years but by what one does, what one feels, and what one achieves. The person who runs away exposes himself to that very danger more than a person who sits quietly. Socialism is not only a way of life, but a certain scientific approach to social and economic problems. Life is like a game of cards. The hand you are dealt is determinism, the way you play it is free will. Obviously, the highest type of efficiency is that which can utilize existing material to the best advantage. A leader or a man of action in a crisis almost always acts subconsciously and then thinks of the reasons for his action. A moment comes, which comes but rarely in history, when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends, and when the soul of a nation long suppressed finds utterance. Peace is not a relationship of nations, it is a condition of mind brought about by a serenity of soul. Peace is not merely the absence of war, it is also a state of mind. Lasting peace can come only to peaceful people. Democracy is good, I say this because other systems are worse. We live in a wonderful world that is full of beauty, charm and adventure. There is no end to the adventures we can have if only we seek them with our eyes open. Ignorance is always afraid of change. Citizenship consists in the service of the country. What we need is a generation of peace. Here is nothing more horrifying than stupidity in action. Evil unchecked grows, evil tolerated poisons the whole system. The forces in a capitalist society, if left unchecked, tend to make the rich richer and the poor poorer. Politics and religion are obsolete, the time has come for science and spirituality. The best and noblest gifts of humanity cannot be the monopoly of a particular race or country, its scope may not be limited nor may it be regarded as the miser's hoard buried underground. There is no end to the adventures that we can have if only we seek them with our eyes open. Whatever gods there be, there is something godlike in man, as there is also something of the devil in him. For only they can sense life who stand often on the verge of it, only they whose lives are not governed by the fear of death. I wish to declare with all earnestness that I do not want any religious ceremonies performed for me after my death. I do not believe in such ceremonies, and to submit to them, even as a matter of form, would be hypocrisy and an attempt to delude ourselves and others.